Hi, this is Mrs. Tracy with Mrs. Tracy Teaches, and today we are going to work on more fractions, but instead of multiplying, we are going to be dividing. So let's take a look at our objective. Our objective today is to use the area model and division to show the equivalence for the fractions. So our first problem today is to simplify 6/12 by composing larger fractional units using division. If I have 6/12, what fraction does the area model represent? Well, let's draw that out. So if you have a piece of paper, go ahead and draw with me. I am going to make my first rectangle nice and big because I know that to get 6/12, I'm going to draw 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to draw a line right here because now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But 6 of them are colored in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what does that look like to you? 6/12. Does it look the same as anything? Yeah, the model actually also shows 1/2. So that means 6/12 can be equivalent to 1/2. Well, how can we do that? By using division. 6 divided by what is 1? 6 divided by 6 equals 1. Whatever I do to the top or the bottom, I must do to the top and vice versa. So 12 divided by 6 equals 2. And so what happened to the size of the units and the total number of units? Well, the size of the units, they got larger, and there are fewer units in the whole right here. The units are 6 times as large over here, but the number of unit is 6 times less over here. The units got larger over this way, but the number of units got smaller that way. So let's try some more simplifying. So if I have problem 2, it says simplify both 2/8 and 3/12 as 1/4 by composing larger fractional units. So I have 2/8. So I'm going to say 2, it says draw an area model to represent 2/8. So first, let's draw our area model to represent 2/8. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3 boxes like this. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to color 2 of them. So I have 2/8. How many groups of 2 are shaded? So if I circle the groups of 2, I have 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, 4 groups of 2. How many groups of 2 are shaded? 1 out of how many that I circled? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 out of 4 are shaded. So 2/8 is equivalent to 1/4. I can also see that by going 2/8 divided by 2 equals 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 2/8 is equivalent to 1/4. Now, if I do 3/12, I'm also going to see if I can get 1/4. So I'm going to erase this and we're going to try 3/12. So I have 3/12. I am going to draw, and I have one, so I have 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, and I'm going to color in 3 of them. So now I have made 3 12s, but I want to show it as 1/4 again. So I'm going to circle my groups of 3. So I have one group of 3, 2, 3, 4. But how many groups of 3 are colored in? Only 1 out of 4. So 3 over 12 also equals 1/4. I can do this with division by going 3 over 12 divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 3 12s is equal to 1/4. So both 2 8s and 3 12s equal 1/4. Our last problem that we're going to do before we practice our problem set is we're going to simplify both 2 6 and 4 12s as 1/3 by composing larger fractional units. And when we composed fractions in the last 2 problems, what did you notice? We divided to find equivalent fractions, right? And we made equal groups to make large units. We composed a unit fraction from a non-unit fraction. So we're going to draw an area model to show 2 6. So we're going to draw 2 6, and we're going to draw 4 12s. So when I draw 2 6, I'm going to split it in half and then have so I have 2, so this right here is 2 6, and now I'm going to do 4 12s down. Actually, I'll do it over here. So if I want to have 4 12s, I am going to also make it in 3s, but do 1, 2, 3 lines. And so now I have 4 out of 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to say that is the same as 1/3 by circling it. So if I have, how many groups of 2? So 1, 2, 3. I have 3 groups of 2, but how many are circled? 1. So I have 2 6 equals 1/3. I can check that by dividing. So 2 6 divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 2 6 equals 1/3. Now let's look at this one. If I circle, how many groups of 4 do I have? So I have 1, 2, 3 groups of 4, but 1 is shaded in. So that's 1. 1/3. So I have 4 12s divided by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 4 12s equals 1/3. And 4 12s equals 1/3. So if you have your problem set, go ahead and get it out, and we'll do a couple of the problems before you get to do it on your own. So make sure before you start the problem set that you read the directions so you understand what to do. Okay, so for this one it says, each rectangle represents 1. So each rectangle represents 1 whole. That's really important for us to understand when we are doing multiplication and division with fractions. So it says, compose the shaded fraction into larger fraction units. Express the equivalent fraction in number or sentences using division. The first one has been done for you. So let's look at the first one. It has 2/4 is equal to 1/2. So 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4 is colored. Then they divided it by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And if you see the circle, 1, 2, 1 out of the 2 is colored. So then let's try this one. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 out of the 6 are colored in. Now, how do I know what I divide by? Well, right now we're dividing by how many are shaded in. So 1, 2, 3. So that equals 3 over 6 divided by 3 and 3, which equal 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So you have 1/2. Make sure you circle these two right here. So then I know this is equal to 1 out of 2. All right, so let's look at this one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shaded in out of 10. And that means is equal, if I circle it into one group of 5 and another group of 5, that equals 1/2. And I can show that by dividing 5/10 equals 5 over 10 divided by 5 over 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So 1/2 equals 1/2. Try this last one on your own, but we'll do some other problems on the back. So on the back side of it, it says compose the shaded fraction into larger fraction units. Express the equivalent fraction in a number sentence using division. So this time you are going to write out the number sentence. So right now I have 1, 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 are shaded out of 6, but remember, how many groups of 2 do you have? You have 1, 2, 3 groups of 2, and how many are shaded in? 1. So then you're going to divide by 2 over 2. So you have 2, 6 equals 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So that is equal to 1/3. Let's try another one. So right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many are shaded? 2 out of 8. And so that's going to equal 2 out of 8. They're shaded 2, so I'm going to divide by 2, the top and the bottom. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. If I circled how many groups of 2, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 2, but only 1 shaded, so 1 out of 4. I'm going to let you try C and D on your own, but let me know if you have any questions about that. Let's kind of talk about this one right here. What happens to the size of the fraction unit when you composed the fraction? So when you compose the fraction, what happens to the size? The size, so that's capitals, the size of the fraction becomes what? Larger or smaller? And it actually becomes larger. So the size of the fraction becomes larger. And what happens to the total number of the units in the whole when you compose the fraction? Are there more or fewer? Yes, there are fewer total units in the whole. when I compose the fraction. So you can say there are fewer. All right, guys, I'm going to let you finish up the problem set on your own. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you are confused or if you need help, make sure you let me know and I'll be happy to help you guys. Good luck and have fun.